for the quiz to the stream 24 hours straight was because someone clipped the Corona thing. So I was like, oh well, I think if it's like notable enough, like it will be clipped. I mean, though, to be fair, I think Corona and like Koyori, right? Like they're the only two who like wouldn't make an event that's 24 hours. They just would. I think those two are the only ones. Everybody else, if they would do a 24-hour stream, like announces like, oh, they're doing a big thing with it. So yeah, that probably helps a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't stream obviously when I should have, because lunch I was blanking lunch, and I basically was like 1:30 when I was done eating lunch, and I usually use the bathroom when like after I eat, and so yeah, I spent like half an hour in there, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna start like 2:30 or something like that, which I probably should have. I think it was also like videos I wanted to keep watching. I did that thing again that I probably should stop doing. So that was also part of it, but yeah, then this one was like half hour late because I had to eat dinner, which yeah, it was like a takeout, and it took longer than my mom thought, and also they screwed up the order because I am a plain burger guy and they gave me cheeseburgers, which is annoying. Like, I'm a person, like, I feel like as a society, like, we should really switch over with restaurants or whatever, right? Like, to ask what you want on the thing and not what you want to take off the thing, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the specification is what you don't want on it. It makes way more sense that the specification is what you do want on it. It doesn't make any sense. And also, like, I feel like for the person, if they don't have the thing, like, it's fine, right? Like, sure, it won't have as much flavor, but I'm sure ultimately it doesn't make the thing bad. But the thing is, if you add something that someone doesn't want, then they're just not gonna like it then. They're actively not gonna want the burger. Or, like, whatever food you have, right? And then also on top of that, if you have stuff that people can be allergic to, right? And you add that, well, then you're just gonna give someone an allergic reaction. Like, it's just bad all around. Like, not even the freaking, like, if you don't agree with the, like, oh, like, the taste argument, like, it's still bad for if people have allergies, you know, to the thing. Like, it's still not great. They can just get an allergic reaction from it. So, like, yeah, we really as a society should just, like, make it so when you ask for, like, these, like, special stuff you want to do to it, right? You freaking ask what you want on it, not what you don't want on it. That would make a lot more sense. Yeah, that's just my main thing with it. I do think as a society, though, it's just something, I didn't even see the Discord post. I don't know if I want to... Can I click on it? I think for the most part, it's... I want... It doesn't... I'd like full screen the whole thing, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, that's forwarding. Ah, shoot. There we go. Just freaking send me this. It's like, even Wikipedia is trying to make China still look bad. Yeah, what is... This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they also put Laos second, but China's also second, but like Laos should be third. Why? Why is that? Okay. Yeah, I just want to show that because They apparently showed it to me 2 hours ago. I feel like I've looked at my Discord pretty consistently, but I guess I missed that. But yeah, that's funny. It could be just doing anything to make channel look worse than it is. Yeah. I would say with having sociology, I definitely am gonna have to like understand my global like economic inequality, right? I'm definitely gonna have to research on that more so I can talk about more and more geared for it. Because my friend would be so good at it. Like they're so good and very knowledgeable, like the economic side of stuff. And that part is just like stuff I don't really like. Or like when I watch videos about this stuff, right? Like I'll catch on like one thing from the entire video, but like that's it. So then like, yeah, I just only have like one talking point and it's like not great. Like I should have more, you know, like the whole video because it gives you the context and everything. But I will say the freaking like North Korea thing though, and that's just because of like sociology too. And like talking about North Korea a lot. And just like I watched a video on like North Korea, and I think I got a lot better of an understanding about it. So yeah, and like why economically they're freaking trashed. Oh, I'm yawning. Yeah, I should like, because I think he's gonna kind of like bounce around on topics. So like I gotta be ready for what the next topic's gonna be, right? So I can get my talking points set and all that too. Yeah. Also, my God, has wrestling Twitter just freaking like gone even more hatery than usual? Because like I feel like even with like I was hearing people like content creators, like I don't watch like the shows themselves, but like I'll see what other content creators are doing, or like I like people who are playing wrestling games, right? So obviously like yeah, I like follow what's going on. And they would always talk about like how like Twitter was like being super hatery, and I didn't really like notice it too much until like after this decision, because my God, like those people are freaking losing their minds. And it's like, okay, well at least like give it a chance, you know? Like it's insane to just do that, because obviously it was with the two winners. Which I feel like also, and I was gonna tweet it, but I know just because I say don't watch the shows, people wouldn't care. They would care about that more and be like, oh, why are you making this point? But like, you know, I think the reason why people said that the stuff sucked is because the things they wanted weren't in it. And like, that's the thing where you just had way too high of expectations. Like entirely. That's one of those cases where you should have lowered them, you know? And like being like, oh, this person will return. I will say some of them were kind of weird. Like some of them seemed like kind of locked, right? Like they'd be back, but they weren't. And it was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But like, yeah, like the AJ Lee thing was like, all right, maybe we were like a little high on that. But it's like, and then also with Charlotte winning, people I think also crapped on the women's rumble immediately because of that too, because Charlotte won it and she doesn't need it. I think what they're going to do, or at least they should do, is they're going to use it to put Tiffany Stratton over. That'd make the most sense. Because if they do Rhea again, that doesn't make any sense. She doesn't need another freaking Rhea Charlotte match. Like, that doesn't need to happen. Like, the person who needs the big push, right, is Stratton. So, like, it doesn't make sense if she's going to challenge Rhea. I mean, the Jey Uso winning is interesting, because like, you know, people I heard people say, like, I think even like the content creators who like honestly will take like a more like, you know, they're not like reactionary about it, were like saying themselves that they were sick of Jay Gunther, or like they didn't want to see Jay in another world title match. They just want him to get like Money in the Bank and just win it that way. So yeah, I don't know about that, but I will say also people are like, because I still think it's a valid point that Jay getting over because people always bring up LA Knight, but you don't know if that's necessarily them being like, oh shoot, we screwed up LA Knight, okay, let's try it with Jay since he's still hot. You still don't have that, right? You still aren't aware of that. That's still a thing that could be a possibility. They're like, oh, we can't screw this up like we did with LA Knight. So even like bringing him up as an example, like as that, like, oh, it disproves it. Like, no, not really, because it could also just be them like actually like learning from their mistake. Now, granted, like, yeah, sure, LA Knight probably would have been better than Jay, but I think they're just like, oh yeah, no, Jay's also like pretty over, you know. Which also, I feel like it's stupid when they say Jay's not naturally over, because like he is. He did the yeet thing and stuff. Like he was naturally over. Like, yes, LA Knight was too, but Jey Uso was also naturally over. Like, and you can see that even when people were like, oh yeah, no, he's not a great wrestler. It's like, okay, so then he got naturally over still. Like, you know, like I don't understand. I feel like people are just blindly hating now. It's just like so weird and be super reactionary about it. And it's like, I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, sure, I think a better like surprise winner probably would have been like Sammy or something like that, right? Like, Jay does seem weird, especially like since he's going after Gunther's titles, so we might get Gunther Jay again, which people don't want. The only way I think it could be like redeemed is if they do like a triple threat with it somehow, or like throw someone else in the mix, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I have a feeling it would just be another 1v1, like one-on-one. Which again, people I feel like are already sick of the Jay Gunther matches, so like it was a weird decision, I will say. Like, even I was questioning it myself, but it's just like, because I don't think it's a decision that will work unless you have a clear-cut path that's not just Jay and Gunther again, like the third time. But like, yeah, if they just do Jay and Gunther again, like that's not really, like, I don't know. Because I think Jay still would have been over, and I think it's a good point. Like, he still would have probably been over by the time Money in the Bank rolled around, right? Give it to him. Like, I don't know. It does seem weird. Because, like, yeah, I think if you'd want to do a surprise one when it had, like, a stacked Rumble, like, it would be Sammy. Because Sammy, I feel like, would make sense. And, like, sure, I think people wouldn't want a Gunther-Sammy match again. But I think people would say, like, at least that would have been better. Like, a better wrestling match. You know? Like, I don't know. But I think with this stuff, you just have to wait. And that's another thing with like people giving like Rumble critiques is like, I feel like when you grade Royal Rumbles, you have to grade it from like a few months out, or like, basically I think like, you know, once WrestleMania is over, like a month or so after WrestleMania, that's when you actually can go back and grade a Royal Rumble, right? Because then you don't have all your like, your lofty expectations of like what you wanted, right? So like you wouldn't get, you know, upset about those not happening. You would just be enjoying the match for what it is. And then also, for some reason, a lot of people like will bring like, you know, how they used the winner as a part of like how good the Rumble was, which I feel like is not, like, I guess the winner itself, sure, but like I feel like how they were used on the way to WrestleMania, like, it doesn't make any sense because that's kind of irrelevant to it. Like, yeah, I think if you were doing a list of like winners, right, like then you can include their build to the match. But like, I feel like for the, if you're saying the best Royal Rumble match, it doesn't make any sense to be like, oh yeah, this is their path, the like build they had to the match. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I guess people also deal with like rivalries too. Like, oh, building spots and like other rivalries, and then they are like, oh, how these rivalries then went to Mania, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think you can take Royal Rumble critique seriously, like, unless like the people are actually talking about the wrestling itself. But if they're like complaining that like stuff didn't happen, right, or like over a certain winner, I think then you wait for those people's opinions before like they actually just go back and watch the match itself for the wrestling. Because yeah, I did see like 2 reviews, and like that was mostly what they were going over, is like the match itself, not like necessarily rumors or anything, just the match itself. So yeah, like I do agree. I think it was Santi that said it, but Nikki and Alexa probably should have been flipped for a better reaction. Because like yeah, Alexa was gonna get the biggest pop, dude, especially with them reporting like she might not return to WWE. Like, dude, she absolutely should have been 30. That would have just made so much sense. Because usually, yeah, like 30 is like the big return or whatever. And it's just like, well, like I feel like the thing is with these last few 30s is like they've been kind of underwhelming. Like I think Logan Paul, didn't he get it like 2 freaking years in a row? Like, or like it was like 2023, 2025, like maybe like missed a year. Oh yeah, because I think Sammy was 30 in 2024. So like yeah, Logan has had 30 like 2 of the last 3 Rumbles. It's like, come on, man. Like yeah. Yeah, if they want to set up like the like Roman, what was it, Seth, CM Punk triple threat, I think people would appreciate that. Although it did seem like there was reports that Drew's elimination was like it didn't mean for him to get eliminated as early as he did. Like they botched something there, because like yeah, it did seem weird though, like he just kind of was an afterthought. So I feel like it would, like they had to have just botched it or something, right? Like I didn't see it, but maybe yeah, like there could have been something that went wrong there. Also, I think people being upset about Cena not winning is exactly why they made him not win. That was the exact reason why they didn't make him win that. Was because then when you get the catharsis of him winning, because I still don't think he would beat Cody at WrestleMania. I really don't. I think it would probably be someone else. I think it's probably the person who beats Cody after that Cena would take it off of. Because like, yeah, sure, he get the 17 at Mania, but it's just like, I feel like it'd be better if he went on the year-long thing of like almost getting there, but not quite. You know, kind of like what they wanted to do. I think, what was it? The years between 28 and 29, right? Like that's what they wanted to do, except they didn't. He still just won everything, but like actually do it this time, and then towards the end of the year he finally does it. Like I don't even know if like Mania, like it would be cool still, right, to get his 17, but I think honestly it would just be better if they did it later. Like there's a reason why they made Cody lose 39. I don't think people's necessarily still looking back on, I don't know if they agree with the decision, but I mean, that's why he did it, was so that catharsis for 40 when he does win. I mean, you do get that 40 build, right? Like, and that wouldn't have happened if Cody won the year prior. So, because I think people would probably say like the year leading up, like before the Rumble was pretty underwhelming, and then like yeah, that stretch between Rumble and Mania was pretty good. Because yeah, it was weird that they just had like the Usos turn and then Jimmy turn right back. Like that didn't make any sense, but that was probably like one of the weirdest decisions that like they could have done. I don't know why they did that, but yeah. Yeah, that's my wrestling talk. I don't remember the last time I've actually like talked about wrestling, I'm gonna be honest. Like on stream. I don't know if it really has been ever, actually. In all honesty. It's like, yeah, it was just like, people are just like, honestly, it made me realize like, oh yeah, no, people just like, and even like, because Simon Miller was the other one I watched, was like, yeah, no, people just use social media to just like moan and just like complain. That's all they use it for. And it's just like, you know, he's like right, dude. Like, and I even thought that like going to bed, right? I was just like, that's all it's used for, you know? Like, it sucks. Like I literally would not have any reason really for me to be on Twitter if Hololive went to like Blue Sky. Honestly, if Hololive does like a mass migration to Blue Sky, like there's really no reason for me to be on Twitter other than like, you know, a few people. Like I would just be looking at their posts and that's it. Other than that, there's no reason for me to be on Twitter, dude. It just makes me like pressed because people just freaking moan and complain on it the entire time, dude. And it sucks. Yeah, what's nice about this, I'm finally getting some statistics here. We're getting enough people on this. And we're getting some statistics for the I member, because now there's 8 on here, right? Someone missed this one. 2 people, I think, missed this one. Which is like crazy to me, because it's just like, these happened recently. Like, I'm curious, like, who actually took these? If they're just like complete normies or like what? Because like I have no idea. And also somehow only like 3 people have gotten this one, and I don't know how. Because I guess it was just one person, but there was a comment that like Holo GTA is what got them back into Hololive, so like. Also, it won event of the year. Yeah, if I want to do a hard mode of this, I don't even know what the hard mode version would be for Chloe or Watson, because like they're still like very obvious. I think for graduated, it'd probably be Sana. Yeah, probably. Terminated would be Chris, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if these two like, because Ame technically has more subs. But like, I don't know, right? I mean, Ame might also be more well-known because she was the first one to do it, right? So I probably put a lot of eyes on it, of like, what does this mean? And then Chloe was second. And actually, yeah, Chloe did get kind of like overshadowed by Fauna's announcement, at least in the EN sphere. I think even kind of JP too, because I noticed like in a video I was watching, like even like JP people were like starting to be concerned about what's happening. I think Chloe's honestly just got kind of overshadowed by Fauna's, which does suck too, because Chloe's and hers thing was like literally like, I'm pretty sure she explicitly said don't blame Cover for why she's leaving. And then the next day Fauna left, and then everybody blamed Cover for it. It's like, all right. Like, yeah, it is good, right, to like question stuff, and like if they screw up, like tell them that they screwed up, but like it's another thing for just like saying stuff that just isn't true and like believing that like that's just how it works. Like there was another one where Rone, right, with the like 36-hour stream, and then someone literally was just like, oh, I knew it, that's like they overworked their talents and all that. Or no, I think it was the Me Corone 24-hour stream. I think both of them had it, but like there's like, oh, they're getting overworked, and it's like, okay, why doesn't all the rest of them do 24-hour streams? You know? And also like they've told many stories of the managers themselves being like worried for them, right? Or like, why wasn't all of them at the freaking like New Year's Cup or whatever, right? You would think the company would want to force all of them to be there, right? But I'm sure someone just chose not to, either by like scheduling purposes or like language barriers, right? Like, I'm sure they had their own personal reasons, and they respected it. You know? It's as simple as that. So like, that's the thing, like, that's what I'm saying more with the freaking, alright, I just wanted to move a tab over. You can tell which tab it was, but like, yeah, that's what I mean with like the like, it's good to call them out on stuff that they actually screw up and we know that they screw up on, but it's another thing just to throw false stuff out there and just like make a narrative out of stuff that's just not true. That's another thing. So let me check this again. I've been checking this pretty consistently. Yeah, no change. Okay, except like down here. Yeah, I wish like they didn't make it so like with the round numbers, especially like once you hit 1 million, it only changes once they hit another 10k. I wish they had the freaking exact sub counts again. Cause like, yeah, the freaking like people themselves have it, right? Like the creators themselves can still see that, but they made it so you can't see it to like the viewer. And I think that was the whole, wasn't it? No, it was the James Charles stuff, wasn't it? Where like they just kept like sub nuking or whatever, like, or anti-sub nuking or whatever, and just like had their numbers freaking crash just so they could see the big number go down or whatever. And that's why they changed it. But like, it's so weird. I think another thing though with the PPIT series thing, I think that also changed something with YouTube policy as well. That might have been part of it as well, because people were just watching the live counts. So that I sure was also part of it, but I feel like it also changed something else, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it was that thing. I'm surprised because Noel's been at 1.98 this entire time. Like, I don't know if Noel's like... Noel doesn't seem to grow the fastest. I was surprised that she was like the one who actually kind of like jumped out at first. Yeah, she hasn't not grown to 10k in at least 30 days. Yeah, it might just be Okayu that hits it next then. I think though the problem with Noel is like there's not really any Noel clippers. At least on the EN sphere, right? Like there's not really any. Obviously with Marine and Pecora, there's a lot of them. A lot of clips from them. Same with Subaru and Okayu, like that's what I mean with, I think Okayu is gonna be next. He might pass Noel. I think Kanata was doing fine, because Kanata had a clipper, but they don't clip anymore. The one that surprised me is Towa, honestly. But it might be like JP in her case. Like maybe she just has like less of a JP base compared to these people. Like I'm sure it's still massive, but I'm saying compared to people above her, it's smaller. I'm surprised though of how much Koyori streams that she only has that many. But I think that's another thing of like, there's not a lot of Koyori clips. Because yeah, I think with a lot of Koyori clips, it's mostly when she's in collabs. It's not really when she's streaming by herself. So I think it might be part of it. It might be a double-edged sword of her streaming so much, is like it's kind of hard to get clips, but I don't know. Also, they still not... Yeah, they still didn't put the diploma next to Fauna's name. Alright. Rocky really should be at like 1 million, honestly. I wasn't gonna do like the 1 million Rocky thing, because I think with Fauna, like actually like the JP bros helped Fauna out a lot. And obviously I'm the one weirdo who goes on this a lot. So I'm probably like one of the few people in like the EN sphere that notices that Aki's kind of close. Maybe if I just gave it attention. If I added Jimmy with this, he probably would retweet it. But I guess the thing, because there's a prominent community member of Jimmy who is a huge Aki fan. So I'm sure it could gain steam pretty quickly. You just need someone to start it, and I'd be willing to. Is Jimmy on? Because what is it, Jimmy Weave Shooter? Is that what it is? Because I am curious if Jimmy is on Blue Sky. Is it not Jimmy Weave Shooter? Unless it's spaced out. Is it spaced out? Oops. Oh, it's like that. Okay. So yeah, let me see if he's on Blue Sky. Probably not. But... Oh, he is on Blue Sky. Yeah. Oh, well, not really. Doesn't seem like, yeah, no. Yeah, he's not been on 3 months. So yeah, not really. But Yeah. That could probably gain some steam. I think, like, yeah, like, Jimmy's one of them that, like, spearheads it, right? Like, I think it could happen. Because I wanted to do it, like, right after, like, Fauna's thing happened, but I was like, oh, well, Chloe's kind of leaving, so I wanted to give, like, Chloe her time to shine, right? Especially since I feel like Fauna's announcement kind of, like, overshadowed Chloe's. So I want to give her some time. And then, yeah, I think I also want to wait a little bit after, because, like, I feel like I've been weird, like, the day after, be like, all right, anyway, let's get Aki to 1 million. But I feel like it has been long enough that, like, I can probably, like, put that tweet up, right? And it'd be fine. Yeah, what's crazy that Chloe was actually the most sub to Hollow X member. I did not know that until the announcement, and I, like, looked at this, and I was like, oh, dang. So yeah, I mean, obviously she got more because of her ending stream, right? She got a huge wave of support because that's how all of them end. But yeah, she even more than like Mio. Like, I am really curious though, like, well, I'm sure because they did it early, but like just how like stood out more. Well, I think it's a mixture of clips, and then yeah, like they stood out, except for Gura, because people already knew who Gura was. So she kind of rose up pretty quickly. But well, I think yeah, it was a mixture of like the people who knew Gura already, right? Like, so then they came back, mass sub to her. And I don't know, like, maybe if the algorithm plays into it, right? Like, oh, this person's growing really rapidly, like, I'll recommend this person to you. So, like, maybe that happened. I mean, Gura obviously had a lot of clippers, but, like, yeah. It was kind of a perfect storm, especially, like, for Myth. Like, you combine, like, COVID, right? And there being a lot more viewers, obviously. And you compare that with well, I say compare it, but like they also had like a stranglehold on the EN VTuber space, Myth did, because there really wasn't many. Like, there was a market for it, right, because of Hololive, but like, yeah, there weren't very many at the time that were that popular. I think like Iron Mouse or like some of the V Shoujo girls were like probably the closest thing, and even then they weren't the biggest at the time. So yeah, it was kind of a perfect storm, you know, which is why they're like way higher than really any other EN member. And I think really the only ones who will catch up to them anytime soon is Fuwamoko. Because I mean, yeah, they're already getting up to like Mumei's number. Which, yeah, that would make him the most sub 2 EN member since Myth, and I think that is the first time. I mean, yeah, it would be for sure, since Council, right? Her Gen 2 be the first non-Gen 2 member that's next in line of subs behind Myth. Nerissa also still growing like decently fast. Like, if she has like another album, because I think that's what like Sky Couture also was like an album for 4 songs, right? Which I think one of them still doesn't have an MV, right? Or am I wrong on that? Because she released one of them early, right? I think that was Say My Name, right? And then she had Sweet Scarlet, In My Feelings. And then, yeah, I think there was a 4th one that didn't have an MV, which is kind of interesting, but yeah, I don't remember the song, I'm gonna be honest. Don't remember it. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I also like didn't edit anything, and I think the reason for that, and I got this off of Reddit. I remember reading the subreddit. I don't even remember what the subreddit was, but like them saying like laziness isn't a thing. It's just you much rather would do the one thing, right, than, you know, the other thing. And I mean, I think it's very true, right? Like, or at least that was like the TLDR, right? Of just like, it's not like that you're lazy, it's just you much rather want to do the other thing than, you know, like, than, you know, thing that you probably need to do. Like, and that's how I feel with editing. Like, literally, there's a reason why, like, I only edit very sporadically, and that's just because that's the few times I get the itch of like, oh yeah, I want to edit, right? Like, so it's very hard, and it's also usually like an hour before, so then that also is like a killer for me of just being like, oh, I want to do this, but it's like an hour before I have to go to bed. It's like, well. And then also the fact that, you know, anytime I edit stuff, it literally doesn't get shown to anyone, so then my brain's like, well, what's the freaking point? Because the only reason I do the editing is so I can potentially build a bigger audience, and then it doesn't even share it to anybody. It's like, what's the point, dude? Like, what are we doing? It's so stupid. Like, they should have a minimum, the algorithm of like people it shows the thing to. The fact that it can just like not show it to anyone is stupid. It's like, it really is like, what's the point then, you know? What's the point of even uploading the thing if the algorithm's just like, nah, I'm just not gonna show it. Like, it's stupid. It sounds like Twitter, like, what's the point of following people if they don't even are showing the freaking thing, right, that I'm posting? That also doesn't make any sense. Like, I get notification preferences are a thing, but I still feel like they should at least be shown it every once in a while. The fact that they aren't showing it like at all is stupid. Because also, like, they should just unfollow the person then, right? Like, if that's the case, you know, just unfollow them. I will say, I do like for this one though, and the reason why I went over to it is that the EN person is not on here. They're guessed the least. I think it's because people like only think Gura's in the top 10, where Callie's actually there too. Maybe people forget about that. But the thing is, like, Callie makes so much music that it's like, I mean, I feel like she has to. Like, it's the same thing with Suisei. Like, they just make music, so of course, like, that's going to happen. I'm also sure, like, BBDBot helped her a lot with her sub count, Suisei. There's 100 million views, right? Like, that's a lot. I'm sure she got a lot of new people from that. But obviously, I wasn't looking at this, or I think actually into VTubing, like, down the... Oh, I think I was, but I wasn't down the hallway rabbit hole. I think I still was in the Narosama rabbit hole at that point, but I think it was like April, wasn't it? I have the playlist saved. We'll just go to it, but I think it was April or something. 10 months. Yeah, it would have been like April. If something's out of order, I might as well check that, right? To see if... how frequently it gets updated. Because, yeah, it still seems like it's updated, right? Or at least, like, accurate. Yeah, maybe, like, they're slightly off, but, like, I feel like, yeah, just looking at this, like, it's fine if you don't change it. Yeah, it seems like all of them are fine right now. Yeah, I am curious though what it took for BBDBA. It must have been like a music video and like it just being simple. It's just like that nice, simple, catchy kind of thing. Like, I'm sure that's part of it. But yeah, it's like the next one is 54 million. It's not close to another one being 100 million. Yeah, it is interesting also that she had another one in the same style and it only had like 4 million. So I think it was a mixture of, because I think BBDBA was the first time she did that style of music video, right? And then also the song itself. It's the same way with Lollygod Requiem, right? Like, let me just, I don't even know how many. No, apparently it doesn't want to show up. How do you spell Requiem? How do you spell it? That's cover. Is the song itself not on here? Oh no, there is 118 million. Yeah. Oh, it's probably because it's in Japanese. that would be why. But yeah, I think that's the same with Lollygod Requiem, of why it became so popular, was because it's a catchy song and the music video. It's like a charming music video, and those two things, bam, it combined, and it shot it up. I think it has more than Bibbidi Bud, doesn't it? Oh, by 2 million. Oh yeah, the fact that it's like a year old, I think Bibbidi Bud might pass Lollygod Requiem, which I'm sure Uemama will be elated about. Probably, if I had to guess, she'd probably be very happy about that. Cause yeah, I assume Lollygod Requiem is like the most viewed VTuber thing, or at least like song. Those are Billboard in Japan. Yeah, Lollygod Requiem was when it hit 45 million. Is this in order, or is this just in general? Because this is VTubers themselves. Yeah, so it's made in order. But yeah, no, Bibbidi can pass Lollygod Requiem. And again, I'm sure Uemon will be very happy about that. Yeah, I think that's what happened with it. It's annoying that like people took the message seriously, because it's very clearly a joke, especially if you like looked into it more. Like she herself was very against like Lolly. That's why she made it, right? It's because like her chat is very into it, and like they do it to get a reaction out of her, I assume. And yeah, like, or like get her witty quips, right? And so like, yeah, she's so put off from Lolly stuff. Like, I think the Lolly stuff was a punishment. But yeah, it just kind of happened then. You know? Yeah, 118 million. Let me see video, because like, is there a higher one? Nope, it's also the most viewed video, right? That's channels. Oh, Miko's first apparently. Yeah, that's just music video. I wanted video in general. Yeah, I mean, I know that, but like, I want to see what has the most views. It doesn't help me. Because it's looking at streams, it isn't looking at... Even though I put video, it's still looking at streams. I assume Lollygod Requiem would be... Yeah, let me see clip, maybe, because maybe there's... clips... That's 7 days, but that's viewed on official holidays by the same guy. Yeah, no, 60 million's highest here. Nux did it, but that's 3 years ago, I think. Is this on Twitch, it said? It wouldn't even like... I assume this is then, like just doing digging. I'm not digging, I assume like it is. Because like 118 million's a lot. I guess I can look at like the Kurane clips, right? Like, yeah, let me look at like her, like English, 2.2 million, 3.3. Yeah, they're not even close. That was 1.48, yeah. That's 11 million. Soap 1. Yeah, 3.3. Yeah. And I think these are like the most viewed ones, even though like Gura has more views or has more subs. Like all of them do have more subs. I think these are probably still the most viewed, and like even though Fubuki made the like meme songs also, like I would look up like Scatman, right? Yeah, it's still like 3 million. God dang it, dude. Why is it like I don't even look up anything related, it's just like, oh, face reveals. I just want to look at the person, like the freaking VTuber, dude. Why? Like, I feel so bad for these people. Because it's just like, oh yeah, no, fourth thing, by the way, even though it's not even remotely related to what you're pointing. Hey, here's their face. It's like, stop. Like, I do think, like, people are like, oh yeah, no, it's like normal to like have their face shown, but like the thing is, like, a lot of them do it out of privacy, so I feel like it's still just better to respect them. Like, I'd much rather just respect that, and like, you know, I'd have to be their friend or like acquaintance, right? Like, I'd have to, you know, be like friends with them, whatever, to like know what they look like, right? So like, I would rather just respect that instead of just being like, oh yeah, here's what they look like, by the way. I mean, 2 of them I do know how they look like, but that's just because they also have they also make content under like their IRL selves. You can probably guess which those 2 are, but it's like, yeah, those are the only 2 I know. Like, that's it. Because it's just like, it's so weird to me, just because most of them do have privacy, so it's just like, I don't know. And I feel like it's just ultimately dangerous then, like, if they want to do it out of privacy, right? Because I'm not gonna say it, but it happened to one of them. Although I think that was probably before. I don't remember the history on that, but that could have been beforehand. But like, yeah, it's just, I feel like ultimately more harming. And again, I'd much rather not.
For example,
at least with those stuff, right? Like, I think for the most part, it doesn't specify which one of them it is. So there is that, but like, yeah, I feel like those freaking like videos are just like, oh, here's what this person looks like in real life, are just so lame. It's like, most of them are doing it, like, sure, because they want a character to represent themselves, but also out of privacy and just not showing their face. Like, I wouldn't care, but I guarantee you a lot of these people would, because they don't want their face to be known. So I just feel like those videos are very lame. And again, I much rather want to know what they look like if I became friends with them and like hung out with them. And that's how I found out. Because yeah, there was literally someone who's like, oh yeah, you can just do like Hololive insert VTuber IRL, and then yep, there they are. And it's like, that's so lame. Like, why? Why do you need to know that? Who cares? That's another thing, just like, who cares, dude? I really don't. Does it matter that they look like a 10 or whatever? It's stupid. Just like, I don't get it. I really don't. Because like, you know, like, people be like, you know, it's out of like curiosity and stuff. It's just like, just stay curious then. Like, because Dream did it, and then like, yeah, no, he fell off, and then also some other stuff's happening, I think, now with him again, and he's falling off even more. But like, yeah, that's part of like the intrigue also, is like, people are like, ooh, what does this person look like? And then we're just like, oh yeah, just do this, and that's what they look like. Like, it just completely ruins it. And then like, I want to associate the person with the character, and I feel like if I just have a face with it for the most part, like, it just ruins it. I'm just be like, yep, this is what they look like. Like, it's just stupid in my opinion. It's just like dangerous, and like, again, like, I don't get like what you would do with that information, because like time zone I'd understand, right? Like, You want to find out what time zone they are, especially if they're streamers, fine. That makes sense, right? Just so you know when they're streaming, cool. But just like, what do you know what they look like? Like, what are you truly gonna gain from that? Like, it's not like you're gonna come up to them and like be like, oh, I'm a huge fan, and like just out them. Like, you can't do that. You literally can't do that, and I think actually if you do that, they might have their contracts terminated. They literally wouldn't be in Hollow anymore. So again, it's like, why? Even if it's like the like, oh, I'll see him out in public or whatever, like, it's still stupid. I think I have heard stories of Maureen just like being out in the convention, right? Like, as long as you just don't acknowledge like it's Maureen, like she's fine with it. You know, you can just kind of hang out with her. But like I think that's my point though. It's just like, don't out them. You really gain nothing from just knowing what they look like, in my opinion. Because again, like, part of the charm can be like, oh, what do they look like? It's like, yeah, I just think it's so lame. We're just like, oh yeah, just do this, and then bam, there they are IRL. It's like, all right. Like, yeah, it's just so lame. It does really suck when like I just don't want to edit or like make thumbnails or anything. Like, it makes it really hard to gain people. Like, that's why I really should like message those people. You know what? I'm gonna do it now, because I'll probably have a chance. I think, do I do the thing again where I just delay my stream as long as possible, right? So I would have to be taking a shower soon. You know what? It's worth staying up like 3 extra hours to wait. You know what? Let's do it. I don't even know if they're on. Man, screw it, it's on stream. Or it said it can't be delivered. What? Wait, are we not friends? I thought... Oh, okay. Dude, why do I have this then? Okay, I guess I wasn't Discord friends with them. Then they had it on, so they only DM with Discord friends. I thought it was already set up. I guess I just got their thing to just make a DM, but I didn't actually become friends with them. Alright. So I guess I'll do that then. That's gonna be so weird. So it's like, oh, add as a friend, and like, that sucks too, because my message is like, do you remember who this is? And like, that just kind of defeats the whole purpose. Because, god dang it. Well, let's just hope that they maybe remember. God dang it. That sucks. Like, why can't I even make a DM with them if I'm not friends with them? That seems silly, but like, alright. Especially if they have that as their setting. I feel like they have that as their setting. That should be like a gate off the rip. And to just be like, yeah, no, you can't make a DM with them because they only DM with friends. Like, why is that a thing that it only tells you once you message them? That doesn't make any sense. Alright. Also, my point. Oh yeah, I'm still on stream, but just like, yeah, I think I would be able to get Jimmy to to push a hockey for 1 million. Because that's what the trend, like, that was the trend, right? I did use it. It was, yeah, 1 mil for Fauna, so like 1 mil for Aki. Yeah. I don't know if I should do 1 mil for Aki or 1 mil for Aki Rose. I think people would still get it if I said Aki. I just don't know how I could add him to make it like work. Because I feel like if I do anything like add him, it'd be very, you know, it would just be very forced. Maybe that wouldn't matter. Like maybe I'm overthinking that bit, but yeah. Yeah, I think it should be 1 mil for Aki, because when did the Fauna one start? I think it was just when the announcement happened, right? And it was when she was still like 910 or whatever. I think that's when it started, but it didn't really pick up steam until I think like 960, 970. I think. So that is around where Aki is. Like, yeah, that is like close enough, especially since I think most of these are JP viewers, right? Aki has like no clips. She really doesn't. And like, I'm pretty sure Aki like still streams like pretty actively. Pretty sure, cause yeah, I did look at this. I think she's still, yeah, she's still streamed pretty consistently, like pretty recently. Yeah. Okay, well I guess she took like a week off, but before that. It's just like, I think it'd be a good way to give back, right? Because they did like, it seemed like that the JP bros are really what pushed Fauna over, so I think as overseas bros, like it'd be a nice like gift in return, you know, to give Aki 1 million as well as like a thank you for Fauna, you know. I don't know if this one's gonna catch as much steam, like, well, because I think also it's kind of started because Callie also was like, oh, I think it'd be cool if Fauna could hit 1 million. So I think that's also probably what helped with it too. I don't know if it hit the EN sphere, because I don't know if EN really talks to Aki all that much. Like, I think Aki, for the most part, just stays with the other JPs. But like, yeah, it seems like she might even like collab outside of Hollow, like similar to like how the All Stars are. So yeah, I don't know. It is 9 now. We'll see. Also, now I have a bad feeling that the person that's in the front quest 2 probably barely uses Discord. And I know Discord's like real weird about not giving notifications or anything, so yeah, I might not be able to do it over DM, which is annoying. God dang it. Might not be possible. Yeah. I have school this next week. Like, it really is just like, I have no idea how to stand out. I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no idea. Like, I guess like part of it can be, because like at this point, I'm trying to do it to where I don't have to do clips, right? Like I'm trying to envision that, because I don't think that's gonna work out for me. So like I'm trying to envision a way for this for me to work out without having to do that. But it's hard because I feel like otherwise it'd be like something that requires like still like a chat or like money, and I don't have either. And that's also hard. Just like, yeah, what do I do? I really don't know. You know, I really have no idea. Yeah, I'm still just kind of sitting over here like, Even now at this point, like, there's so many freaking, like, Hololive React stuff, too. Just React channels in general, but also, like, Hololive stuff, too. Like, obviously, I'm sure, like, Coefficient was, like, and Nags were, like, some of the first two, right? But, like, yeah, it's not even, like, I could do that, honestly, like, and didn't also even, like, work out. Because I'm not even, like, a very expressive person, because I think also React content, you have to be an expressive person. I think with music I could be, but, like, as far as just, like, watching videos, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, maybe listening to music. The only problem with that, though, is I get copyrighted. That's the issue with that. I have to somehow, like, make it, you know, non-copyright, which that ain't happening. I could maybe do it as, like, a Patreon thing, if I would ever have a Patreon. That's the thing, though, like, I just don't know what I would do with a Patreon. Like, it does seem like a good idea, right? Like, you get all this stuff, right? Like, it's just a good way of support, right? Because I think you get all the money that they, like, donate, right? Or, like, subscribe to. Like, that's good. It's just, like, I don't know how I would use it. That's my main thing. Because, like, I don't really like the whole, like, oh, you're excluding, like, a whole other, like, thing of content. Right? Like, I don't like that. Like, oh, you have to be on the Patreon to be able to watch this unique video. Like, I feel like that's kind of lame. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, there are other stuff, but it's just like, I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, this Sunday. Man. Ugh. I just really want this to work out because I really think this is like the perfect job for me. And even like honestly, like Hollow would work really well for me. Because I think if you're looking for just like streaming on its own, I don't know if Hollow's necessarily the best choice for someone who just wants to be like streaming first and just like entirely work on their streaming. I don't know if it's necessarily the best fit because there's so many other like VTuber agencies that are there for that reason. I think if you want like to do streaming, right, but also like sing, dance, do voice acting, then like those three on the side, then yeah, you want to be in Hollow. Hollow's a good fit. Which I mean, yeah, I'm sure maybe like a lot of VTubers do fit that. I'm just saying like for the VTubers who mainly just want to like stream and like that's their main priority, like their number one priority, and they don't care about the other stuff as much, like that's probably not a good fit, and you would probably fit in a lot of different orgs because there's a lot of them out there. I think a lot of them though have like a lot of controversies with them and also don't last very long. So yeah. But I think Hollow would be a good fit because like I want to do all three. That's stuff that like interests me off the side, right? And so like yeah, I'd want to do that. It's just like I don't think I have the talent yet. Well, and I think also you need to have like a little bit of a following. I have 0. That's the thing though with like me being such a huge Hollow fan, right? Is like if I say anything like this, right, and like especially what I have on the board, like, and I talk about it a lot, like it's gonna be very obvious who I am. You know? It's gonna be very obvious. Yeah, maybe I'd be like someone who has like had the size of like Gigi when she joined. Gigi also wasn't very big before she got accepted. Yeah. I just wish Duolingo wasn't the way it was, because I feel like I would have kept using it if it didn't have the stupid thing where if you have 5 hearts, like, and once you like across like all these freaking like lessons, right? Like they share across lessons, your 5 hearts, and if you lose one, you have to wait 5 hours for the next one to happen. So it literally just disencourages like mistakes. It just discourages making mistakes. Because it's like, oh, well, you made a mistake. Guess you have to wait 5 hours before you can try again. And like essentially get another strike. Like, it's stupid. It's really dumb. I hate it. I mean, I'm also just so done with this school year because I'm just not doing anything. And I think that's also not helping me. And why I'm also like especially bored, like, and even like these weekends, right? It's just like I don't do anything at school, so like it doesn't carry over. And me like wanting to do stuff at home then. Like I am curious. I should just see how I am with house chores, right? Because like this whole day I didn't want to do anything, right? Like I just kept looking at my games, dude, and just not doing anything. And sometimes just like standing around doing nothing even. And it's just like I need to figure out something to do, man. Like that's the issue of it too, is like if there's stuff I want to work on, I can't because I don't have the money for it. Like I just don't. See, it just sucks. Yeah, I think I've worked on these out. Oh yeah, the freaking Alpha Light Membership hints is basically done. I just need to find the type in, that's right. Oh yeah, I don't think I also showed it too, but I had the one where I just... It's guessed from Clue, so you just you're given a thing. And yeah, there's only one answer this time, so it can be like super specific. And I, again, want like 20 things. I'm gonna put a period here actually. Just would make more sense. Yeah, this is another one I'd want to work on. So just like if anything like pops up or something that's like, it'd just be on there. I'll just throw it on there. Still haven't worked on this like at all. But, yeah, because I emailed myself that thing and then I went on my email. And then I got rid of the notification. So yeah, I forgot. I just wish this one could have worked, man. I really do. And I even tried that thing, right, with the... to see if it worked, and it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense, though, because freaking... Oh, no, I guess it does, because it just takes as the one thing having to work. Just like the name a valid thing. So it is different. Like, it would literally have to be for it to work on that thing to just put them all, every single possible combination in there, and then just separate them with that bar. But even then, it says there was like a 10. You can only do like 10. So it's like literally impossible to do it. Like, with how this is set up, I'd have to, the ones that have 3 or more people, I believe, I'd have to be like, oh, name one person who made this song, right? Essentially. And then the 1 or 2s I can do it with this. Yeah, that's basically it. I think I will make this one though also where you don't see them, because I feel that can be fun as well. See, I think this order doesn't make any sense, but I feel like part of it is like that's fine. You know? I don't think too many of them look at like the website anyway. Like go on the talent page of the website. So I think it is better just to go based off the website rather than alphabetical. Like that, the alphabetical will probably give them more of a hint than how they're on the website, honestly. I think the thing with the website is though, is like if they know the order, right, like they're gonna get it a lot faster and it's gonna be a lot more of a hint than alphabetically, but alphabetically would be more universal in helping people. And well, another thing about alphabetical too, it's also like, well, do I use first name or last name for alphabetical, right? There's also that. I guess last name, right? Because that's typically how alphabetically stuff are organized, right? So I guess it'd be probably last name if I were to do that, but yeah. I still think it would be more of a hint. Yeah, I guess I should end this. I'm glad I took that freaking step to message the person, and then I'd go to find out, oh, I can't even DM them. Sick, dude. That's awesome. Like, yeah, I guess, like, I could just play games that, like, people don't play, that people watch, but it's just, like... I feel like I kind of already exhausted those games, man. Sweet Party doesn't really get many. Like, Mario Galaxy was a good one, but I already played through it. I don't know if I really want to play through it again. I mean, that's the thing though too, is like, I think people just don't find me. I think there is an audience I would get here, right? Like, there is. Like, I think people would really enjoy this and like watching it. It's just, I don't, that's the thing, I don't have the outreach because I have 1 viewer, so I'm buried at the bottom. And there's no like quiz making category, so I just have to go just chatting, and again, buried way down there. So yeah. Maybe I just go to a category that has nobody in it, right? Like just a completely unrelated category.
YouTube Shorts, your one-stop shop for music.
That has 0 people, and just be like, yep, I'm doing that. I would say Cookie Clicker, but for some reason those people watch Cookie Clicker to watch Cookie Clicker, and I don't understand those people. Because there's nothing to watch. Like, literally one person came onto that stream, was like, oh, hey, you should do this, like, change your name to this. And it was like, oh yeah, no, it's on the Steam version, like, oh, and then they just left. Which, yeah, if you want to know what it's like having 1 viewer, oftentimes it's either like, hey, can I play with you? And then you're just like, nah, I'd rather just like play with AI, honestly. Like, all right, and then you just leave. Or it's like, yeah, stuff like that with the cookie thing. It's like, great, dude, thanks. Every once in a while you have people who are like willing to like interact one-on-one with the streamer, and that's fun, but yeah, it's usually like 1 stream and then they rarely come back. I'm curious though if those people would come back if I actually did have more viewers. I'm very curious about that. Like, I have a feeling yes. It's just my content's way different though, I feel like, because I think all those people watch me playing a game, so if they come in, I'm just like talking about something serious. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could do the Coliseum thing too again, because TOG Coliseum's not happening, so I could be like a who was in every event and just list out the years they were in it. Or how many times they were in it, one of the two. Oh, I'm going again. I think it's been a while since I've yawned on stream. I didn't even like notice it honestly, because it was something I always like complained about. It was like, oh yeah, I really haven't yawned on stream in a while. Yeah. I just don't know what I could do to reach a wider audience. Cause it's just like clips are not a consistent thing for me. It just isn't. So like I want to find a more consistent thing in like something that I enjoy doing. I don't want to turn into a job and me like hating it, right? Like I still want to do relatively stuff I want to do, right? I'm just gonna have to find that out. Ugh. I guess maybe, you know, eventually. That's not how you spell that. Yeah, I feel like the text is a lot smaller since I had the couch. Yeah, because I think also on the side, the stuff would only take up like half the screen, and now it takes up like 3/4 of it. So I think the text definitely is smaller, like the boxes. Yeah, I'll see you Tuesday for something. Maybe I'll play a game or something. I don't know. I think I'm just scared about Fast Food Simulator because even though like it was very chill, like it was still very early on in the game, right? So I didn't have to do as much. And so I think I'm kind of like anxious about doing that. That's why. Like again, if I had someone else to play it with, or like maybe a couple more people, then I'd do it, but I don't, so I feel a little anxious doing it by myself. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do Tuesday. We'll see. Yeah, I'll see you then. So bye.